Hi everyone, this is Dr. Nitin Chhoda at Ignition Time, and thank you so much for making our channel one of the fastest growing channels on YouTube for politics, personal finance, stimulus news, unemployment benefits. I'm here to help you in any way I can. And speaking of help, I do have some news for you because I want us to brace ourselves for what could potentially happen on election night. In fact, when I read this news, I had to get myself a bottle of water and I need to drink this before I break the news to you. So I want you to take a deep breath with the news I'm about to give you now, and I want you to be prepared because I don't want us to have stress on election night. So just bear with me for just a second. I needed that. The Michigan Secretary of State actually warned that election day could turn into election week. And what she specifically told NBC's Chuck Todd was that she was concerned that candidates could falsely be declared winners on election night, even when all the results were not in specifically. I'll show you this article on your screen from Politico, which actually broke this news, and I will provide you with a link to the article in the description section below. But basically, the Michigan Secretary of State said yesterday that her state's full results for the November 3rd election will not be available. Now, Michigan is a very important state from the point of view of this election. And she said the election results will not be available on election day. And she advised voters that it could take a full week for the tally to come in. Now, keep in mind that this may also occur with other states. This is breaking news. This is news that just came out from the state of Michigan. So I won't be surprised if this happens in other states as well, especially if it's going to be a close contest. So we may not get the results on the on election night. So this is what Michigan's Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson said to NBC's Chuck Todd on Meet the Press yesterday. She said, and I quote, "We should be prepared for this to be closer to an election week as opposed to an election day. The bottom line is we are not going to have the full results and accounting of all our ballots on election night." A lot of this does have to do with mail-in ballots, but boy, oh boy, we want a result to the election. We want a fair result to the election, but many of us want it to be over and done with. We don't want it to drag on because we've already gone through so much mental, so much emotional, so much financial strain. We don't need more stress and more strain to our lives. I mean, this is becoming a lot. So she said, again, the bottom line is we are not going to have the full results and accounting of all our ballots on election night. We already know that. Now, this is Michigan Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson saying that the election results would not come in on election night 2 months prior to the election. Okay. And she said, we already know that. We've asked the legislature to make changes to the laws to give us more ability to be prepared and count those ballots more efficiently. Now, she also added that the legislature had not acted on her request, though her office has increased tabulators and capacity to count ballots. The most important aspect to this year's elections, she said, is accuracy. She went on to say, if it takes a few extra days to ensure we have a full and accurate counting as a result of every race, that's what it's going to take. We're going to be transparent through the whole process to make sure that every citizen knows exactly where we are in the counting process and how many more ballots we have to get through. So again, this is the Michigan Secretary of State, and she was asked by NBC's Chuck Todd whether she was concerned over candidates falsely being declared as winners on election night. And she said, yes. She said, to me, that's just going to be another example of the type of misinformation and disinformation that we're seeing multiple ways from multiple platforms and voices in this election cycle. Wow. Okay, so we are going to counter that misinformation with truth and accuracy. So the Secretary of State, Michigan's Secretary of State has said that the results will not come in election night. And keep in mind, in the state of Michigan, and again, every state is different. Your state could be different. In Michigan, voters can vote early by mail or return ballots through drop boxes throughout the states. And the Secretary of State also added that voters can vote early in person at a clerk's office and that every precinct will be open on election day. She said, we've been able to hone this plan for November through 3 successful elections that we already had this year. And we've seen in every single one, turnout has doubled, putting us on track to have Michigan's November election to be the highest turnout ever in the history of our state. So, and I wouldn't be surprised if this happens in other states across the country. I'm talking in terms of the highest turnout because I believe this is probably the most consequential election in modern times. And I hope that my viewers and subscribers are going to vote And I know I am. I'll show up in a hazmat suit if I have to. I don't think I'll have to, like I've said before. And Benson did note that she's been in communication with Postmaster General Louis DeJoy and postal leaders in Michigan to make sure that everything is fine and that voters feel confident with what's going on. Now, I can't even believe we're talking about confidence in the results of the election. I do believe that that should be a given, and I feel confident in the way things are right now, despite all the information that exists out there. So I'm going to do my part, and I hope that you do your part as well. And she said, the changes in the postal service, if nothing else, have created confusion and chaos when none existed prior. So the voter education, the confidence boosting we now have to do and will do to ensure voters feel confident that their vote is counted is a key part of our work moving forward. So the idea is that even if the results of the election take a little longer than expected, a week potentially, and these are the words from the Secretary of State in the state of Michigan, the idea is to make sure that voters are completely confident and voters respect the outcome and the accuracy of the results, because we don't want a situation where we question the accuracy of the results. And by the way, I'm not going to entertain that on our channel, because for me, I believe the election is something that is sacred, and it is something that we should all play a part in, and I'm going to play my part. You can do what you want, but I know I'm going to play my part, and let me know if you're going to play your part or what your opinion is in the comment section below. But again, I thought this was very surprising, because it sounds like we may not have an outcome on the night of the election, because there are many important critical swing states, and the electoral votes in these swing states could end up determining the presidency, not to mention the control of the Senate, the control of the House, come November. So that's where things stand, everybody. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I want to know what you think about what the Secretary of State in the state of Michigan said, because it's quite unusual for us to have to wait that long. It's not something, that's happened. One of the elections in the past, as you know, went to the Supreme Court, and we want a fair, and we want a decisive, and we want an efficient outcome. And I'm sure that's something that we all want, because none of us want the chaos, want drama to continue, because we've already been through a whole lot this year. I say this sometimes, and I need to get another drink here as I say that this is a year that many of us want to forget. Let me know in the comment section below if you agree that this is a year that we want to forget. And this, I think, is going to make the end of the year a little bit more dramatic unnecessarily, and is going to add to our stress levels. But the reason I'm breaking this news for my community is because here at Ignition Time, my goal is to help you prepare for the future, financially, help you be mentally in the right space, help you to be emotionally balanced for the future, because that's the focus of our team here at Ignition Time. We work hard to bring you news that's relevant to your financial future and to your mental health, because I believe a success and financial freedom starts up here in the mind, and it in fact then it works its way through the rest of our life. So that's it, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you learned something new from this channel, please click like, please subscribe, please enable notifications. I really appreciate you watching. We release videos at 2 p.m. East Coast time most days of the week. If you don't know anything about me, check out my video, my introductory video on our channel. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda. I have the fortune, the honor, the privilege of living the American dream, and I want to help you reach your American dream. So please click like, please subscribe, please enable notifications. It helps me, it helps my team, it motivates all of us, it helps out the YouTube algorithm. So please do that. Also, you can follow us on Instagram. My Instagram handle is ignition_time. That's ignition_time. We release a lot of fun, engaging content on Instagram. So follow us on Instagram. By the way, YouTube does not always send out notifications. So what you can do is bookmark youtube.com/ignition time. That's youtube.com/ignition time. You can also visit our YouTube channel once a day, a couple of times a day, so that you can see the videos we release. So that way you won't miss any video, because we release videos on a daily basis. Thank you so much for watching. You can get on our SMS list, get your cell phone out, send a text message with the word ignition or with the word time to 70,000. That's 70000. and you can get on our SMS alerts list. You can opt out of our SMS alerts at any time. Speaking of alerts, if you go to ignitiontime.com/alerts, that's ignitiontime.com/alerts, then you'll be on our email alerts list and you can opt out of our email alerts at any time as well. Thank you so much for watching. Once again, we release videos at 2 p.m. East Coast time. Please make sure you click like, you subscribe, you enable notifications. We look forward to seeing you in the next episode of Ignition Time. Thanks. Bye.